In survival games, we'll spend hours searching for the perfect spot for a base. A spot that's got resources close by, decent cover, and enough room to add your personal touches if you choose to. Have you ever found a location that you were sure was the one just to have everything fall apart? In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 base locations in 3 different survival games that will completely wreck your run if you try to make them your home. These spots aren't just bad, they're completely cursed. Let's get into it. Up first is the Langston mine in the Long Dark. The fact that Langston mine is located in the zone of contamination should tell you almost all you need to know about what this base location would be like. Much of the land outside of the mine is covered with toxic material that gradually chips away at your health just from being exposed to it without protective gear, and it's turned the environment into a wasteland that is sparse when it comes to the stuff that you need, but abundant when it comes to the hazards that you don't. If you want to stay at this location for a long time, you have to commit to exhausting supply runs through a poisoned environment to the safer areas of the map just to make sure you've got what you need. And then there's the inside of the mine. It's huge and loaded with dark corridors that split off into even more winding dark paths. Sections of the mine are flooded with poison gas that will suffocate you if you aren't properly equipped. It's claustrophobic, confusing, and dangerous even when you know what you're doing and you're well prepared. If you manage not to get lost or suffocate, technically you could stay here for a while. But the real question is, why would you want to do that? The zone of contamination doesn't exactly reward you for staying there for a long time. It's more like it drains you the longer that you're there. My vote is get what you need from this region and then move somewhere else. Our next base location on this list, the Oak Tree from Grounded, is a completely different type of nightmare base location, and in my opinion, it is much worse than Langston Mine. Sure, Langston Mine will disorient you and suffocate you with poison gas, but the Oak Tree will overwhelm you with hordes of spiders. Orb weavers patrol the roots, wolf spiders nest underneath the tree, and I'm not talking about 1 or 2. When I was exploring this area to get footage for this video, I counted at least half a dozen, and there are likely more than that because I may have had my eyes closed because I just didn't want to see any more spiders. If you were to try and build a base here, any time that you would step outside, you'd be rolling the dice on whether something much larger and much stronger than you would be waiting outside. And the thing is that it's not even really worth the risk. A safer approach would probably be to go in during the day and get the resources that you need, but not make a long-term shelter here. You'd be living in all that misery and danger for basically no reason. The Oak Tree is definitely a focal point in the game. It makes sense that players are drawn to it. It's just not the kind of place that you want to stay at long term, unless you really like spiders. And finally, let's talk about building your camp near a plume of smoke in Sons of the Forest. Sons of the Forest gives you tons of freedom in where you build your base, but that freedom can lead to a very dangerous mistake. If you're building your base near a plume of smoke, you're building near cannibals. The plume of smoke that you see drifting above the trees isn't atmosphere, it's not random, it's a bright red flag to let you know that you will have neighbors who are less than friendly. And in a game where the cannibal aggression only increases as time goes on, building your shelter inside their patrol route or close to their camp is a decision you will quickly come to regret. In certain areas of the map, there are multiple cannibal settlements with numerous patrols that are well armed and they're quite close together. If you build nearby, you'll barely have time to get your base started before you're hit with the first attack. You've got a half-built shelter, no weapon, and the cannibals certainly didn't come to give you a housewarming present. Make sure that the smoke is far behind you. The further away you are, the more time you can hopefully buy for yourself, because if you're near a cannibal camp, you'll be on their time, not yours. Have you ever tried to make one of these locations work? How long did you last before it all fell apart? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'm curious to know if anyone has actually lasted long term at Langston Mine, because I don't think that I could do it. If you like more content like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.